Hello, and welcome to Body Metrix, the show that teaches you practical ways to incorporate healthy nutrition principles into your busy lifestyle. My name is Adrianne Delgado, and I'm a registered dietitian in the Springford community. January is notoriously known for being the time of year where we create goals and resolutions for the upcoming year. Our goals can be to change unhealthy habits, learn a new skill, or to accomplish a challenging task. We often will make a big, lofty goal to work on, yet most of us fall short and often give up trying after a few short weeks. Today, I specifically want to address the big year-long goals and give you 8 tips on how you can actually be successful and achieve them. Tip number 1, you absolutely must break the larger goals into smaller goals. That famous line, "How do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time?" It's absolutely true. Large goals will only feel manageable if you break them up into small, easy to implement chunks. If your goal is to run a 5K this year, you don't start by running the whole distance on day 1. You break the distance up into smaller goals. Tip number 2, only focus on 1 or 2 action steps at a time. I get it. It's normal to want to do all the things right away when your motivation levels are high. Perhaps your goal is to be healthier in 2022. You want to eat more vegetables, get more sleep, exercise, work on stress management, watch portion sizes. And although these are all great ways to improve your health, focusing on all of these things at once will most likely feel overwhelming. And when we get overwhelmed, we quit. Tip number 3, don't forget to schedule time to work on the goal. This is probably the biggest mistake I see in my practice. I often have clients create these well thought out goals. Increase vegetables, add exercise to their week, pack snacks for the workday. But the one thing they forget to do is schedule time to do the work. Taking care of your health takes time. Remember to block out that time in your calendar so you can actually get the job done. Tip number 4, consistency over perfection. In order to truly see change, we must practice our new habits over time. Too often, we get stuck on trying to do things perfectly, and when our perfection falls short, we assume we need to give up. It's more important to show up and work on your goal with repetition than it is to accomplish each step perfectly. And remember, you're human. You're gonna make mistakes from time to time. No one is perfect. Tip number 5, self-correction in the moment is key. When you're working on creating a new habit, it's very common to forget your goal every once in a while. The reason you forget is because the action step you're trying to take, it's not automatic yet. Let's say your goal is to eat slower this year. You decide you're going to put your fork down in between bites to help you accomplish the goal. But chances are, in the very beginning of working on it, there's going to be meals where you forget to put your fork down. Rather than tell yourself, you know what, I'm going to remember next time, simply make the correction the moment you remember. It's the act of self-correcting in the moment that actually helps you remember faster the next time. Tip number 6, focus on actions versus results. Once we set a goal for ourselves, the next step is to figure out the action steps we need to take to reach our goal. Depending on what your goal is, results may not be an absolute certainty. If you only focus on the end result, you may feel frustrated and discouraged and feel like quitting. Instead of only focusing on the result, place your focus on the healthy habits you are creating every day. I promise with enough time and repetition, the results will follow. Tip number 7, make it fun. Too often when we create a big goal, we think we have to work really hard and restrict and feel uncomfortable, delay gratification, and just hate the process. I often tell my clients that the quickest route to quitting something is do something you hate. If you don't enjoy the process along the way, chances are you're not going to follow through all the way to the end. You can increase your pleasure by inviting a friend to join, listening to music, pairing the activity with something you actually enjoy, and providing fun rewards along the way. And finally, tip number 8, don't forget to celebrate the wins. Creating a new habit includes 3 components: the cue, the action, and the reinforcement. Reinforcement is the most important process in closing the habit loop. We often forget to celebrate our success because we're looking into the future to what we still haven't accomplished yet. I challenge you to celebrate all the wins, big and small, to increase your motivation. And as we know, it's so much easier to work on a goal when you feel motivated. And that's it. 8 tips to creating and executing your year-long goals. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.